Now we see.
Hey, Joe.
Squeeze
Joe would like to say hello, and I would like to
Face this way.
Okay. I would like to say hello.
Oh, wait, he's not, he doesn't know serious yet.
There you go, there you go.
I'm chatting with him, Skyping with him. Joomla Day, New York City.
Okay. What's Joomla Day, New York City?
So that's how he's streaming this.
Okay. Hi.
Can you stream out a little bit? No, that's not called stream out, isn't it? Can you
Pan out.
We did.
You want to
Because we have a dance number.
Oh yeah, a dance station. Well, that's as far as we got. We have to pull back. You guys have to go back. You have to go back.
Can you see us?
I'm
Why
playing
are you
him.
saying he can't see us? Come on.
Well, bring on the dancing girl.
We're starving now.
What channel are we on?
Dude, can you also during lunch go around and get people to like lean in and smile like those stupid post pictures?
Really good.
He really, try to make it fake like they're having fun.
Make it like a wedding.
Walk it out really great. Everybody knows
New stream producer.
What channel are we on?
Joomla Day, New York City,
So
2011.
he was tweeting it this morning. Where's Steve?
We're good.
You'll find him. Well, yeah, so. There's Steve.
And then I will,
Dude,
Yes, yeah. We're good.
picture taking streamer. There you go. Okay.
All right.
So you guys are together. Okay, are we doing this? Because I got something
I know
about
you
it
do.
too.
I know. What does he say?
Oh, we gotta play the rest of Ryan's presentation.
Do you have your full?
Are you?
He's not responding.
Ryan's keynote. I answered it.
No, he's not.
Finished playing it.
Laura, at some point we should
Track
do
two. Oh. He says
Your full
track
committee
two
will
morning.
Track 2 morning?
We have the
Okay.
full committee? That would be great.
He's on track two morning.
Yeah, track 2 morning. That would be great.
Is this track 2 morning?
No, it's Joomla Day, New York
Can you put
City.
us on track two morning?
Joomla Day, New York City.
I told him.
Well, when we do Stump the Speakers, all
I
the
can stop
presenters are going
and
to
put
be
this
here.
on.
So you get all the presenters, so then during lunch I'll get all the volunteers.
Demonstration of Ustream producer.
There you go. If you just type the live one, the live one shows up. So as you go,
wait, what
Joomla Day,
is-
New York City, you'll see the live track.
He's still doing track 2.
Can you just go to joomladayNewYorkCity.com and click on one of the links I have right there?
Yeah, it's the top link.
Yeah, go to joomladayNYC.com and click on the top link. So I have 3 links right there.
4 links.
Yeah, to the stream.
This is a demonstration of Ustream producer.
So at 1 o'clock, we're going to do the panel on what's happening.
Don't forget we're 12 minutes, so I have Peter has to speak.
Then Peter will speak
Oh,
at
yes.
12:50 then. Can you do
Here, is this it? Hold on, I think we're getting close. See the link that he typed in there? Is that the one?
No, that's track 2.
Oh. I just put top link on the site. Don't worry, we're going to get this together. The whole Joomla Day is going to be organized better than
Demonstration
this
of
minute
Ustream
right now.
producer.
It is organized better.
So,
Oh, we lost it. Pull it. Pull it. I'll get it. Oh, that's all right.
yeah. It blinks for 1 second. Oh, it's blinking again.
Unless it has its tape. It'll go a certain amount of time. So you gotta,
Oh, I
you
get it.
gotta keep reminding it.
Demonstration of Ustream
Unless it
producer.
has its tape. If it has its tape, just keep on.
And listen, twice.
I was so worried. We get a lot of extra business. I was so worried that you weren't there. So
When you double the class, you don't have questions.
So that's why so many clients don't have content.
We don't have
want to sign
content.
up in 2 weeks, but no. I don't have trouble with budget. I have trouble with, you know what? I didn't know where all,
This is a demonstration of Ustream producer.
We can't see your work. Yes, the channel's Joomla Day, New York City 1. New York City.
It's track 1?
You did the
No, it's not track 1.
Roberto.
Joomla Day, New York
See
City.
you at one of these.
Yeah, you can see us.
Ustream producer.
Laura? Excuse me, we need you for a
I
second.
know, but we need a table. Everyone stand up.
Be quiet. Excuse me for 1 second.
I'm sorry, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at you. Okay, hi, Joe.
Oh, there we go. Finally. Okay, Joe, I'd like to introduce the people that you know in New York. You know me, I'm married, I'm perfect. This is Scott, okay? This is Scott. He's wearing his Joomla t-shirt. This is Laura. She's the big organizer, and she, you know Laura.
Yes, you know
and
me.
Donna, here comes Donna. This
Ustream
is Donna,
producer.
and boy, do you know Donna by now. So I think we're the ones that you know, and I think they're going to pan the camera around so you can see
welcome, Joe, to
everybody
New
here.
York from...
Welcome to New York.
This is he's from Vietnam. This is watching us right now. Hey, Joe.
Good afternoon, Vietnam.
Good afternoon, Vietnam. Say hello, Vietnam. Hi, Joe. Okay. We're good? Should I run now?
Thank you. Yeah, okay.
Bye, Joe. Thank
Okay.
you.
Hold on, let me say goodbye.
Great programmer. He's great.
Ustream
Greatest
producer.
program ever.
We'll see you later.
This is your programmer.
Thank you so much.
I know.
There's about 8 choices.
I think Scott and I share some subcontractors in Serbia. Really?
Oh, okay.
Serbians. They're called Scott. They use Scott.
What's going on here next?
You know, I don't know. I think Andrea Torres is going to do something. We'll talk to you later.
Demonstration of Ustream producer.
What's coming in June?
So we're going to keep this going? Yeah, let's keep going. What the hell? There's a panel or something. Yeah. Right? Is that what they said?
I think so. I was just looking at the agenda. It doesn't have lunch. It doesn't
There's
have
a
a
lunch
lunch.
thing.
It doesn't, but it doesn't have a lunch.
You know,
I put in that.
This is a demonstration of Ustream producer.
I put one in. When I made it up. Oh, you made it up. Oh, okay. I was wondering. No, it is what's going up. I made that up. Oh, I made one up.
And so therefore they filled it in.
Yeah.
So that's why you had to figure out how to do it. I like the way you did that. Sounds like a group of rice.
We have a title.
Of Ustream producer.
So let's find the title.
So it's got to be after. So the last time, well, follow the numbers. Follow the numbers. That's back.
There it
back.
is. There you go.
Like I said, just follow.
This is a demonstration of Ustream producer. 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 This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Let me go kind of imagine. Yeah, for I know why you're asking.
Yeah, the question being that what I have to do is I get the show
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
You want to like any directions. I'm marrying
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't totally predict.
It would be good to see you right here and see how you do. Fine. Yeah, that would be fine.
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
I might do this.
That's all right. We are going live. So. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Everybody's fine.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer. This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer. This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
I kind of enjoy myself shooting everybody here.
Dude, if you had a chance.
Huh? Not yet. I'm waiting for Fred to come back.
If I see you starting to swoon, we'll put some food in you.
Oh, don't worry about that. I won't have any problems.
Ustream Producer.
I got enough fat here to keep me going for a
I
long
think I
time.
do too.
Yeah.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer. 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 This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Get this thing stuck.
demonstration of Ustream Producer.
I'm a developer that's kind of out for a little while to raise my kids, so now I'm looking, and I've been doing some PTA websites with Joomla, and now I'm really getting interested in building some back-ends, some modules, and, see what to do.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Video. Okay. Oh, I'm sure they work together. Right, right. Oh, my name's Linda. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Yeah, don't know what it has in it. It's so pretty.
I always feel kind of interesting when I come back.
Yeah.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer. This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
I've been doing physical items too. Really? No.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
I think they should just move everything
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
With the Chinese presentation, I say to I don't know if it's a more pictures machine.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
So if my name is
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Yeah, it's an altar box.
He needs to get one box.
That's a weird envelope.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
No, this one.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer. Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Do Ryan's first, and then we can go.
Yeah, let's just start Ryan. I'll do a little information about the area, like
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer. 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 This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Okay, so we'll find out. The Joomla's moving to 6.0 in January.
No, the numbers are going random.
The random numbers, I like that better. I think we should jump to 20. So we're just getting the video up now. We're going to play that, and then I have Peter from Microsoft just wants to have a couple of words with everyone. And our next set starts at 1:30, so we're good. We have
Windows 2, Windows 3, Windows 95, 98, 2000.
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
You know, like all of
Demonstration of Ustream Producer. Demonstration of Ustream Producer. Of Ustream Producer.
My film crew, wait, I want to get the camera in it. Okay. Very nice. Okay, thank you. 1:30, yeah. This is tomorrow. We had, yeah. Did I bring you a sign?
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
We're having Stump the Speakers at 4, and that's going to be everybody here.
Oh, okay. So
Everyone's in here, yeah.
that's really what I wanted.
Okay. All right, Thomas, were you able to get connected?
So we don't have to
Okay. Would you guys like to smile?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Pictures. Okay. I'm just leaving behind you. Oh, and I also have...
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
I have a brief announcement to make for everyone. This is Jonathan Cameron. He came to us from California, and he's running Joomla Day Los Angeles on what day?
December 3rd.
December 3rd. So anyone feels like going to California on December 3rd, this is where you're going. So here's Jonathan to just say a couple of words about Joomla Day.
All right. Yes, to say I'm running it would be a gross exaggeration.
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Zuno Studios is the main one putting it together, and I'm helping out a little bit. So some of the things we're planning to do is Secrets of Joomla 1.7 with Brian Team, and I think it's going to be via Skype, but it should be interesting. Running a Joomla-centric business, including selling Joomla products and web development, sort of similar to some of the things you've seen here. And Joomla optimization, so how to set various things to optimize your setup, your servers, templates, optimization,
This is a
and
demonstration of Ustream Producer.
site assets. So if you're going to be in Los Angeles, or you know someone that's going to be in Los Angeles, we have some cards out here that have the website on them. So take one. It's very simple, jdayla.com. So hopefully you can join us.
Bravo.
Mark, do we have Ryan? Can we put Ryan back on the line?
This is a demonstration
Peter?
of Ustream Producer.
You're not going to do Andy?
Hi, Ryan. You are now back, and so it looks like it's only 5 minutes to go. Is that right?
Yep.
Good. All right. Good. All right. Ryan is back to finish up what he has to say. Thank you, Ryan, so much for waiting. He's communication.
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Four tweets from the Joomla Day New York Twitter feed and then have them published live on my own website. So to do that, the teams in Joomla Day Chicago, Joomla Day South Africa, Joomla Day Brazil, all put their energies into finding ways to just go to a command prompt, type in that information, ask you a few questions, and
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
your Joomla website. So to do this doesn't require that much knowledge. In fact, if you are already contributing or writing Joomla extension, you can write code for the Joomla platform. You can make new apps that have nothing to do with the content and it's just going to have everything to do with giving you control to create new ideas and new ways that we haven't even seen before in the CMS world or in the Joomla world more specifically. Why do I think this is so
Demonstration
awesome?
of
Why am I so
Ustream
passionate
Producer.
about this? The world is going through the toughest economic times to date. There are more than 225,000 registered Joomla code developers. And I'm sure there's more all over the world, including people here in New York today that are even on the Joomla code repository. What if we could take all of the skills and all of the ideas and all of the knowledge
Demonstration
of
of
these Joomla
Ustream
developers
Producer.
and say, you know what? For all those extensions that you were creating in the past, that's great. We're going to allow you, we're going to make it possible for you to take that same knowledge and build apps that make products that are more global, more social, and more cloud-based. What if there were a way for us to be able to handle these tools and say, you know what, if you want to contribute and make even better tools for the community, you can do that really easily.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
As a community, to our developer community, a number of empowering tools that will allow them to have a leg up in this really, really tough economic environment. And I believe the Joomla platform is the way we're going to get there. Now that doesn't mean that we're going to say, you know, Joomla CMS, you've done this well for 9 years, it's time to go to that. There's still going to be considerable and heavy amounts of energy put into the CMS. What got us here today
This is
is
a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
why people are going to be using the platform. Well, let's give some choice to our developers. Let's say, you know, if you're trying to build a media repository or a mobile phone app or an embedded device app, you don't need a full content. If we can give our developers the tools to do that, that is significant change. That is a way in which I think we are going to take ourselves off of this CMS spectrum and allow us to elevate to something completely new and completely new.
This is a demonstration
So,
of Ustream
Those are
Producer.
my thoughts for this morning. Just wanted to give you a brief overview as to where we've been, where I think we're going with both the CMS and the Joomla platform, and how you can contribute. Your contribution, your being here today is a contribution. You may not be a developer, you may not be a designer, you might just be somebody that's using Joomla. But your ideas, and you sharing knowledge with other people, and you just asking questions, is what makes this community
This is a
richer,
demonstration of
stronger,
Ustream
continue to
Producer.
move forward, for the next year, 5 years, 10 years, and beyond. But the number one thing I ask of you today, bring your passion. I'm not a developer. I'm somebody who's always been focused on finding ways to help nonprofit organizations better use technology to help us build a better world. What we need is more people in the Joomla community to bring their passions, to find ways to
Demonstration of
commercialize
Ustream Producer.
things that the rest of the Joomla community can use. Those offerings could be time to write code, time to write documentation, ideas for what we can do in the design of the new Joomla user experience, time to help other people in the forums understand how to use Joomla, time to translate Joomla into other languages to make it more accessible to people around the world. Your talents and your passion are what made Joomla such a terrific community. if we can all find out what that fire is,
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
if we can bring that to our community here, I think we're going to do amazing things into the future. Not just the CMS, but into the Joomla platform. We're going to rise beyond where we are today to something new and different. And I'm excited that the Joomla community and is so active and so strong. And thanks again to Laura, to Scott, to everybody else who's bringing this wonderful community together this weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this morning's talk.
Of Ustream Producer.
Here in New York. Thank you for your time. Joomla rocks. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the day.
Thank you, Ryan. Okay, let's should we try Ryan and sing? Okay, Joomla rocks. Joomla rocks. Thank you. Excellent. Don't need a microphone. Everybody. All right. Next stop is I have Peter. Peter, why don't you give your presentation now, and then we'll have a few minutes for Mark to kind of highlight what's happening in 2012. Right? Yeah.
Andy too.
What? Oh, and Andy too. Andy, I'm forcing you up there too. There she is over there. Okay. Just so you know, some people are asking what's happening at the end of the day. We're going to have a Stump the Speakers session, which I didn't really tell the speakers, so I'm telling you now. We're going to set up a panel of all the speakers sitting up here, and you all can ask questions. It'll be kind of like, we call it in our user group lightning round, where it's literally the question has to be answered like within 1 minute, and then boom, it's going to move to the next question. Just keep going quick. So that's what's going to happen at the end of the day. So after the last session, if everyone can come back in here, and it'll be great. And the other thing is, in your notebooks, some of you got lucky enough to get a little coupon of some sort. It could be a discount to an extension. For those of you that got a Kirsten book piece, I'm waiting for Kirsten to come. Kirsten's not here, right? Deborah Williams? No. Okay. She's going to be here shortly, so when she comes, I wanted her to be able to give the book to you. So if she's not here by 4 o'clock, I can give you the book. Okay, so find me, give me your coupon, and I'll give you one of the Kirsten books, okay?
Which is PhD.
No, that we're going to do later. Yeah. Okay. Peter, the floor is yours. How are you guys feeling today? Is that what? Should I keep dancing? Okay, I can dance. Can anyone tell me the most amazing thing that they learned today?
Of Ustream Producer.
Nothing? What happened to passion? Donna, tell me. How to charge the client more money. Good. Anything else? A good vital piece of information that helps with Ryan's passion here.
Gary Brooks is an incredible model.
Gary Brooks is an incredible model.
Even though he's late,
Yes.
running a startup.
Gary Brooks is an incredible model of running a startup business, and that startup business is
cloudaccess.net. So thank you, Gary, wherever you are. Where are you? Okay, hi, Gary. Okay. Next, something else that you got out of today. Oh, I hope I'm not. Nothing? Yes, Matt.
Believe it or not, the new ACL can actually make permissions simpler than the
The newer ACL can make permissions simpler than the old 1.5, which is very interesting. Scott.
How the plugin works during the bootstrap process.
How the plugin works during the bootstrap process, and that's exciting for me. That's exciting. See where I am at. That's pretty, you know? But that's very cool. You need that, or else, you know. What else? What else? Nothing. That's what we have here today. Stuart, yeah.
There are lots of wonderful templates for the administrative side, the back end.
Administrative templates, thank you. And is that a Pixel Praise call out right now? Where are you?
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
There are a lot of great added-in templates that can completely change the way people's experiences are from the back end of Joomla. So is that saying it right? We good there? What else? Anyone else pick up anything else today? Everything.
The coffee
And the coffee was just fabulous. The coffee will be better tomorrow because we know how to make it thanks to Chris. I apologize for that. Anything else? Food was excellent. Good. That's good. You guys had good enough
Demonstration
choices?
of Ustream
Yes?
Producer.
All right, good. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, I don't have to dance anymore. Okay, Peter.
I was getting a little technical briefing right before, so I was like, all right, give me an extra couple of seconds. So, all right, we're ready to go. So, my name is Peter Ladati, and I am with Microsoft. I'm part of the developer and platform evangelism team here at Microsoft. So we talk to folks about the latest technologies from a developer perspective on our platform and stuff like that. But one of the reasons we sponsored Joomla Day weekend,
This is a
our hosting here at
demonstration
Microsoft
of
office,
Ustream
because, you know,
Producer.
we love Joomla. It's up there. We love open source, which sounds, some people might be saying, huh? What's this? Did I just hear that? Yes, it is true. Microsoft's done a lot of work in the past few years to make open source applications like Joomla and the underlying PHP platform run on Windows, but not only run there, because they've been running there for years, but run really well, which, you know, if we dial back 3 or 4 years ago, that was not the case.
This is a demonstration
So we're
of
really excited
Ustream
about
Producer.
that. And that's the story. So I want to walk you through some tips and tools you can use. So you can follow up with me. My name is Peter Ladati, and I've got a website at myname.com. Or I am Jersey Shore on Twitter without the vowels. And that is because that's always been my handle since I was a kid. I'll get to that in a second. I am 1/3 of a 3-person team here in the New York metropolitan area. Myself, my colleague Rachel Appel, and Bob Hunt.
This
If
is
you
a
guys ever have any
demonstration
questions
of
about
Ustream
Microsoft
Producer.
stuff, anything about that, feel free to give any one of the 3 of us a holler. Finding me on Twitter is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. If you can remember Jersey Shore without the vowels. It's because I'm from the Jersey Shore, not that one. I'm from the real Jersey Shore. Before all those guys from here in New York came down. I like to say they're from New York, although I just found out yesterday that 3 out of the 8 of them are native to Monmouth County, where I'm from. Does not make me feel good.
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
So Microsoft's a sponsor, right? So you're probably thinking, everyone here ever been to a Tupperware party? You know, you go, you drink, you eat snacks and foods, and at some point someone's going to sell you some pots and pans. So I guess I'm the pots and pans guy, but this is a non-commercial event, so I'm not here to talk to you or sell you anything. I do want to show you some free tools that you can use that I think are really useful for Joomla folks. How many folks do run Joomla on Windows? Okay. And for the folks who do that, do you develop locally on a Windows
Demonstration
laptop?
of Ustream Producer.
Right. So small number of you guys. I know a lot of folks run Mac, and that's cool. And I have a Mac too. I use also a lot to understand how this stuff works. So I wanted to show you some key things here. 3 takeaways I want you to have. Joomla on Windows is really drop dead easy. If you guys are doing mobile development and you're targeting mobile browsers and you want to check that out, don't forget to consider the Windows Phone browser. It runs IE9, which has HTML5 support, and there's a free emulator
Demonstration
that you can download
of
for Windows
Ustream
Phone,
Producer.
so you can actually test to see how your Joomla sites look on Windows Phone. And then the last thing will be about looking to the cloud. So the first thing, getting Joomla on Windows, really easy. Microsoft.com/web/Joomla. If there's one URL you remember, that's it. You can go there, there's an install link, and it just does it for you. How does this work? We've got this great tool called Web Matrix. Web Matrix is a tool that lets you basically do file, new, and then boom, Joomla site, WordPress site, Drupal site, whatever.
Of Ustream Producer.
It pulls things in from a web gallery that we have where applications can be posted online. It's sort of like an app store for the server, except it's not an app store because everything in there is free. There's nothing being sold. And it makes it a real good, easy way to get Joomla on your box and installed and working. The way it does this under the covers is it uses a technology called the Web Platform Installer that we came out with about two years ago. And this will install all the dependencies on your box. So Joomla depends on
of
PHP.
Ustream Producer.
PHP is what Joomla runs on. That's the web framework, the language underneath it. And it also relies on MySQL as a database server. So this tool will go ahead and on your Windows machine, it pulls all the dependencies. So if you don't have PHP installed, if you don't have MySQL, it goes out to php.net, pulls that in. It goes out to the MySQL, to Oracle site, pulls that in. And then it also configures IIS, the web server on Windows, to properly run the website with all the right ports and everything enabled, so it's all locked down securely.
This is
So it just does this. Basically, I want Joomla, tick in the box, and next thing you know, it shows up. In there, like I said, there's an app gallery, so you can see apps in there. So there's Joomla, I have it highlighted in there, and I was just trying to put some humor in there. I don't know, this one throws me off every time. It's I don't get it, but it says sense. This picture makes none. In that web matrix tool, and I'm going to show you a really quick demo in 2 seconds here. There's this thing called the Search Engine Optimization Toolkit. Whether you use Windows or not, this is a great tool to run against your website. It has nothing to do with Joomla, it has nothing to do with Microsoft or Windows or whatever. You point this at your website, it crawls it just like a spider from Google and Bing and Yahoo would do, and then it provides a report back on what it found inside the website on things that you can do to optimize your site for search engines. So it's really useful, it's free, this is included in the web matrix. You run it against your site, it gives you really detailed stuff. I'll show you in a second here. Few words on IE.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
One or two hands, right? Specifically IE6, right? I think we can all So pardon my trampling between CMSs. I know Ryan was trying to say keep it on the up and up. I did take this picture while I was at a Drupal event in Atlanta, and I just thought that was too funny. So everybody knows, we at Microsoft feel the same way. We feel your pain with IE6. The good thing is, about a year ago, IE6 was something like 15 or 16% of the web share out there, and now I think it's down to less than 5%. It's a really small number now. I think people really, in the past year, have gotten on board with getting rid of IE6. But I don't want to say die IE, because IE9 is awesome. And if you haven't tried it, I really encourage you to give it a spin. Not only just to give it a spin, but as folks who are building websites running Joomla, you want to make sure your site looks good and works great in IE9. And for the most part, it should, by default, if you're covering all the modern browsers. IE9 has hardware acceleration for HTML5 stuff, so a lot of the, if you use like the new video tags and you play videos on your page, it's all going to be hardware accelerated. So it's very fast. It's very different from previous IEs, so it's really good to check that out. So I do encourage you to do that. And if you see anyone still doing this, please tell them to get with the program. All right, so let's jump out and just do a quick demo to show you how fast you can get Joomla running on your machine. I'm going to open up the web matrix tool here. I already have this installed. You get this from that link that I gave you before. And literally, you can open a site that you already have on your computer from a template or anything. I'm going to go out and get a site from the web gallery. So this is like File New. And you can see there's all sorts of apps in here. And of course, there's Joomla shows up right there in the top line. It's got over 276,000 downloads through the tool. And we can give this site a name, so I'll call it NYC 5. That sounds good, because I did this demo a couple of times.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
For Joomla. Now, I already have the web server and PHP all installed, but if I didn't, I would see a whole list of the dependencies under here that needed to be installed along with Joomla, and it would just go ahead and do it all. So I'll go ahead and click Accept, and it goes out and downloads Joomla. I already downloaded Joomla, so we don't have to wait for the bandwidth. So the first thing it does is it walks us through the screen to set up our Joomla site here. So we go in here, we just have to give the database a password, so I'm going to go ahead.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Give the Joomla user for the database username and password. I assume you guys all know this stuff. This is pretty standard Joomla setup procedures here. No, this was provided. So any app that goes in the web app gallery, so the folks who package Joomla for this can provide this as a template. So it takes this data and just pumps it into the Joomla setup. So we'll call this Joomla Day NYC 2011. And we're
this is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Silly password here. And then it wants an email address for the site. I know it's called me@me.com. And I have the option to put load sample data as yes. And I gave the site a name already. Yep. We hit next. And it's going to pre-configure that. And the database already exists because at least
This is a
So
demonstration
it
of
says we're currently
Ustream
installing
Producer.
Joomla 7. It can take a couple of minutes. Hopefully it shouldn't take that long. It comes up and then boom, we're going to be able to pop open the site here in a second. There we go. So Joomla was installed, and we hit OK. And now the Web Matrix tool opens up. And in the tool here, it's got this ribbon-like interface, like the newest versions of Office, and you've got this left pane here where you can browse around the site, files in the site, any databases, and then the report
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
You can see it's going to run locally off of the local web server here, and if I click Run, there it goes, it pops it open in the browser. So there's Joomla running on my Windows machine, just like that. The only thing that would take longer if you did this from a clean machine is it would have actually had to go download and install the PHP and MySQL, so that would have just taken a little longer. But the end result as an end user would be the same, that this is up and running. And now, once I am running that site, and I'll go back into the tool here, I can browse around the files. So over here on the left, I can see all the Joomla files here. I can go in here and do some quick editing. I get some syntax highlighting. And then I can browse the database. So if I click this open here, I can look in here and see the tables in the MySQL database and open them up and peek around in here. And I'm not familiar myself with the innards of Joomla, but I'm assuming you guys understand what all this does. And then finally I have reports. So I haven't run one yet, so it will go ahead and, actually I did run one.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
So this is that search engine optimization toolkit. The report came back. These are all things that it found that I could do to improve my site. Might be a little hard to see in the back, but here's an example one, the H1 tag is missing. And then it shows me if I expand that, all the pages in the site that's actually happening. And then I can go through and figure out how to fix that. And if I click on an actual violation, it tells me over here on the right, pane, it gives me a little summary of what the issue is, why this is a problem for search engines, and what the recommendation is to fix it.
This is a demonstration of
really
Ustream Producer.
To just run that against the site. And then finally, there's a publish button, right? There's always a publish button here. So this is the nice part. So if you're deploying to a Windows server, you just fill out all the information here, and it uses our web deploy technology, which is a technology that helps package the site up and deploy it to IIS on Windows. It'll copy everything up. Just put your connection string for your database. It'll help you with that too. Or if you're going out to Linux, you can just go to change that drop down to FTP and go off to wherever your site is for FTP. Hit the publish button. So really great way to quickly get your site installed, customize it, push it back up and publish it up to server there. So you can hit cancel. So I'm not actually going to publish that. And that's the demo there on that tool. And let me just wrap up real quick, and then I'll hang around for questions. I know you guys want to get off the stage.
Because we're also going to pause him live in action.
I know. So so one last tool. This one is not free, so I'll skip it anyway.
Of Ustream Producer.
Here are the bits. So Microsoft.com/webmatrix or with /web/Joomla. Either one will get you where you need to go. And then the last two things before I get off, I'll just say, without demoing anything, if anyone is interested in doing mobile development and writing apps for Windows Phone, I'd love to talk to you. I'll be hanging out today and tomorrow. Just come find me. I'll tell you all about the platform. And then cloud computing. Microsoft has Windows Azure as our cloud platform. We want to run Joomla in the cloud, and I was just given a briefing before I come here by Ellen that the work is still in progress on that. It was in an alpha stage last year at Joomla Day. I think it's further along now. I don't know the full details, but I think the technical issue was around the database. You can run MySQL in Azure, but it's not economical because you have to spin up your own virtual machine and pay for it by the hour. Whereas we've got SQL Azure, our relational database. And the holdup there is that Joomla needs to be able to go against any database, not just
Ustream Producer.
And the work that Microsoft's doing with, I believe it's Hadoop, is to make Joomla have an abstraction for database. So you can talk not only to Microsoft SQL Server and SQL Azure, but Postgres or whatever other database you want to use other than MySQL. And once that work is complete, we can run in the cloud and just throw your app up that way. And I believe what's coming, it's not here yet, in that Web Matrix tool, there will be an option to publish to the cloud from within that tool. So really quickly,
This is a
download,
demonstration
install,
of
get it on your machine,
Ustream
right back up to the
Producer.
cloud and have the site going. So that's all coming. Anyway, that's all I got to say, and thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we can keep running and running smoothly. I'm going to use the microphone. Okay. I was told by someone who has been attending these sessions that any speakers around, that if there's a microphone in your room, to use the microphone because there is background noise, so that may help people to hear better.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Okay. Joomla 2012, you're all going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait till the stump the speakers. We're going to do it then, so that way we can keep running right now. So, Peter, we're going to need the room divided up. Tavern on the Green's on that side. This is considered the main room, so what's happening now? I got John's Social, Azroll, it's going to be in Radio City, which if you go down the hall, it's the first room on the right. I got e-commerce is in Tavern of the Green, right over there. So you got to scoot yourselves across.
This is a demonstration
I got
of
template
Ustream
overrides and layout
Producer.
is right here. So if you want to speak with Barb and learn about template overrides, it's right here. And then running a business around Joomla extensions, Alex is going to be in New Amsterdam, which is down the hall. It's where we gave the new person's session. All right? Great.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer. 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 This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Wow, yeah, that's beautiful. I hope everyone is here for the template overrides. Our speaker is Barb Ackman. She's been working with computers for 25 years. Former teacher, librarian, and a computer coordinator. And her company is Iris.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
And without further ado, I'll turn it over to her. Please welcome Barb.
Okay. Great. Behind the post. That's going to drive me crazy. You think it doesn't drive you crazy?
TV background.
Right. So some of you got a handout like this in your little green notebooks. And I'm going to pass these around, but you may already have one. If you didn't get one in your green notebook, take one of these now. And
this is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
And just before I get started, because I like to find out who it is that I'm talking to, how many people build custom templates in Joomla? Okay. How many people mostly, how many people are developers and not really doing front-end stuff? Okay. And people who didn't raise their hands are usually using a template that you choose.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
You may want to modify and go on from there. Great. So, complicated title here. Template overrides, alternative layouts, and custom menu item types. These last two are new features in 1.6 or 1.7, and Laura came to a presentation I did in Brattleboro, Vermont last spring for Joomla Day New England, and I was tasked with covering everything that was new in templates for 1.6 in an hour.
Demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Like, just talk to give the briefest of introductions to that stuff. And Laura came to me immediately after, and she said, "Would you come to Joomla Day New York City and just do that one little piece? Take the whole hour for that one piece." And it turns out that this topic, these alternative layouts and custom menu item types, have confused a lot of people. On the forums at Joomla.org, there's all kinds of people every day, just constantly posting, "This doesn't work, this doesn't work." And
this is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
How it works. And so that's why I'm here today. I built my first Joomla site in 1.0 in 2006. It was a capstone project at the Marlborough College Graduate Center. And I now teach at the graduate school. This is in Brattleboro, Vermont. We have online programs, and she already said that in her introduction. So what this is really all about is changing the HTML that Joomla uses.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
HTML and CSS developer. It can be really frustrating when you have to try and write styles for HTML that somebody else wrote. And these template overrides are about giving you that control to take over and get in there and tweak and have the code that you want to style instead of struggling to style the code that somebody else gave you. Joomla 1.5 developers.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Codes that would generate tables. And they weren't using headings. Like the title of your article was not a heading of any kind. The bees template overrides that came with that bees template solved this. How many people were just religious? Well, if you were, this is the custom template people. How many people religiously just went and adopted the bees templates? 1, 2, I did. Because I didn't want to write styles.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
So here's the code generated from the, let's see if I can hop out to Firefox for a minute. So here is Joomla 1.5, the sample data. And then here's how it looked. Oops. And then we'll switch and make these be the default template.
This is a demonstration of Ustream
Refresh that
Producer.
page, and yes, obviously, it changed. Sorry. These defaults. So obviously there's a style difference, and it wasn't because I wanted this beautiful display that I would use the Bees HTML folder. It's because I wanted the code.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
And if we go take a look, here's side by side the code that the core 1.5 Joomla core, those snippets of PHP, was writing table class content pane open, and a table content pane open. That's your title of your article, Joomla Community Portal, and it was just a table data cell. We go to Bees.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
And it has an H2 for the title of the article. Now, what I teach at the Grad Center is web standards, HTML and CSS, semantic markup. I like that a lot better. So I would always just take that Bees folder and then build my websites with those overrides in place. I'm going to backtrack and just talk and explain about how those overrides work.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
So this is 1.7, but we'll get the same idea. In the component folder of your installed Joomla site, there is a folder for each component. So content is a component. And within that folder are views, and there are many views. You can view one article, you can view a category, you can view multiple categories. And within that, this is a template folder. This is little t.
This is a demonstration of Ustream
Little
Producer.
folders. And this blog item PHP or blog children PHP, those are the ones, what to do that? Those are the ones that, cause the article to be displayed and cause us to get and to see what we're looking at. So what Bees does is what's called a template override. And here's where I understand why WordPress uses the word theme instead of template.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
The template is Bees, but then there's these little t template files, and that's what we're overriding. It's not about overriding your template. It's using your template to override these little t template files. So in the Bees folder under content, we've got all those things repeated. Blog items.php, blog links.php, and so on. And when Joomla goes to display a page, it says, well, let me check the template folder first. Oh, there's a file there. That's the name I need.
This is a demonstration of Ustream
So it's
Producer.
in that file that the Bees template authors said, it's a div, it's an H2, go grab me the PHP to blend the article title, go grab me the article content, wrap it in the div. They're just writing the HTML that surrounds the hooks that pull in the content. So when I adopt and use HTML, the HTML folder from Bees, I'm getting all of that at once without really doing any work. Okay?
This is a
So that's how
demonstration
template
of
overrides
Ustream
work,
Producer.
is that you create basically a copy of what was in the component folder, store it in your template HTML file, and then make changes to it and adapt it and improve it. And as long as that exists and the name is a match, Joomla will use your code instead of the core.
So it goes to the GMPL folder first, so look for that name?
It goes in your template,
This is a
in this case
demonstration
Bees,
of Ustream
HTML
Producer.
folder, which is still open here, and then within the component folder it finds it. I'll help you with mapping what the difference is between the core
No, I'm saying it searches first in the small template file, and then ignores what's in a category or something else.
It searches first in your template folder
Right.
to see if it finds anything. And it'll use that instead of going to the core of Joomla and using the core.
Which is the category front page and other things.
Yes.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
So, in Joomla 1.5, the bees template was a great thing to do. It got you the clean tableless HTML with appropriate headings and so on. In Joomla 1.7, all of those improvements got built into the core of Joomla. So we no longer have Joomla core generating tables and table data cells, content being open, all that stuff.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Template anymore. We don't need to follow that process of adopting the bees from the HTML folder from bees. This slide references the bees by Barb, which was I would take the bees HTML and actually tweak it to make it a little bit better. And on this purple sheet that we passed around is a little section, the one with the purple stripes there, that says making bees better. You don't have that. Anybody else?
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Raise your hands, this gentleman will pass them out.
Can I just ask a quick question? So once it moves to this type of format, it becomes more or less immune to some of these issues that have come up with other templates, like pull down a template or theme off the web. You know, I found that they don't transfer very easily when you go from 1.5 to 1.6 or to 1.7. So
This is a
would actually
demonstration
make it so
of
that
Ustream
you don't have that
Producer.
issue. Would you say that?
I think that's a different issue.
Okay.
I'm not sure that. I guess I was speaking to this issue of using the bees HTML folder, assuming that a lot of people were already following that practice. And the news here is that you don't need to. The making these better was a little tweak
This is a
that I did.
demonstration of
so that there would
Ustream
be a
Producer.
Page class suffix added at a higher level container, which would give me a handle for styling any page and making it different than other pages or whatever. That got built into the core of 1.7. So, you know, we're not needing these overrides for that purpose. Before I backtrack and go into how to make a template override, now that we're not just adopting them from bees, but we're making our own from scratch, I'm going to
This
process
is a
all of that.
demonstration of
There's this
Ustream
really
Producer.
important thing that you have to think about for these new 1.7 capabilities, and that is how Joomla presents information in the first place. So one way that an article or a contact or a web link or any other item of content from Joomla components, one way that that's displayed is if you actually create a menu item and you say, this menu
This is a demonstration
links to that
of
article,
Ustream Producer.
display it. But we have to also remember that sometimes we use menus to display a whole category of things, right? And then from that category, you might pick an article from a blog and go to see the article in its entirety. Like clicking a read more link. Or maybe you've got a module on the sidebar that says the latest articles, and you click from that. That's not accessing it because of the menu item. It's accessing
This is a demonstration of
accessing that article
Ustream Producer.
without there necessarily being a menu item. Agreed? You with me? Okay. And sometimes you'll have an article that both has an article menu item to pull up that article, but it also shows up in the little most popular or recent lists or shows up in a blog somewhere, right? So sometimes we have articles that are displayed in two different ways.
This is a demonstration of
And
Ustream
Joomla
Producer.
not wanting to generate two different URLs depending on how you got to that content. If a menu item exists, Joomla will always defer to displaying it as though you had clicked it from the menu. Okay? Even though you didn't, even though you clicked it from the little module on the sidebar, or you clicked it from a blog listing. If a menu item exists, Joomla is going to say, oh, it's that piece of content, there is a menu item.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Why does this matter?
You know, if you did it without the menu item, you just use the content, the URL, you make a link straight to it.
From your little recent posts.
Repeat the comments.
Okay. He said you could make.
You could just take the URL and create a link. You don't have to have a menu item.
That's right. But if you have a menu link, then what else
This is a
comes with a menu
demonstration
link?
of Ustream
It's where we
Producer.
assign other modules to appear, right? It's where we assign other things about layout is assigned to that menu link. And so it's a different layout that you're getting if you have a menu versus if you just arrive at the article from a blog or from a recent post or recent articles module. Okay? And this slide, this is important to think about, and you'll see why as we
This
get
is a
through
demonstration
these
of
other things. I
Ustream
believe
Producer.
that this understanding of that concept, that sometimes you have a menu, sometimes you don't, sometimes you get to things both ways. I'm pretty sure that that's what's tripping up all the people who keep posting on the Joomla forum saying, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay? Moving on. Template overrides have been possible in 1.5, starting in 1.5, and they work for components that have that MVC structure.
This is a demonstration of
An
Ustream
MVC
Producer.
structure involves a folder of stuff about models, a folder called views, and a folder called controllers. One sets up the database, one applies the logic to the database, and the views folder, which is where we're going to focus, is the one that says, how are we going to put it back out to people? Using the database that's been set up, using the logic that selects from the database, now how are we going to put it back out for people on the other end? So here's
This is a
Joomla
demonstration
1.71,
of
the
Ustream
common
Producer.
content folder. And still open, we see, yep, there's a controller folder, yep, there's a model folder, and then we have the views folder. And that's where we want to look. There are different views for something from the component. Sometimes we want to see a single article. Sometimes we want to see categories, just a list of categories. Sometimes we just want to see one category. Then there's featured in the form and so on. And
This is a
within that
demonstration
view,
of Ustream
now select
Producer.
which view we're talking about is the little T folder, the little template folder, which has some default files. Now, since I went in on article, there's no blog layout versus list layout. It's just one article, so there's only one default.php file. So across the top of each of these three examples, across the top is the path to where that component is, to where that file is that generates
This is a demonstration
a
of
div
Ustream Producer.
and an H2. And how are we going to, what HTML is going to be wrapped around the little publication date and author and all of that. So in the components folder, choose the component. In the views folder, choose the view you're looking for, in this case article. In the template folder, you find the default.php. So the process of making a template override is to go in the core of Joomla and find that file.
This is a
And put a copy of
demonstration
it
of Ustream Producer.
in your templates folder for your template, the HTML folder, for echoing content. That has to be an exact match. Because Joomla's going to go looking for it. It's not a match. It's not going to find it. And in the article, and then you have your copy. So the path in your template is a little bit shortened. The reason for it to be in your template, we know it's a view, and we know it's the TMPL file. So they just skipped those two steps. So you see the relationship between those
This is a
paths.
demonstration of
And when you go to
Ustream
create
Producer.
one for your template folder, it's going to be this sort of shorter path. We don't need views. We don't need TMPL. With me? Okay? And this also illustrates that what I'm talking about today works in common content. It works in the contact component. It works in the web links component. It works in many third-party components. if they have that
This is a
MVC
demonstration of Ustream
structure.
Producer.
You can override anybody's work. So why wouldn't I just make my changes to the default.php folder in the core of Joomla?
So we get overwritten when it's updated.
It'll get overwritten when it's updated. That's one good reason. The other one is, what if you really mess it up badly? Now you've broken it. And if you didn't have backup, you've broken it. Here you've taken a copy of it, you put it in a place
This
that
is a
if you
demonstration
mess it up,
of Ustream Producer.
start over. If you want to just temporarily disable an override that you've created, just spell default with an X. Joomla will go, is there a file called this? I don't find one. So we'll go back and use the core. So you can kind of leave it there, but misspelled, Joomla won't play with it. So template overrides, that's it.
This is a
Take it,
demonstration of
modify it,
Ustream
Put
Producer.
it in your template folder, and it's going to be in play. It's going to be in play every time you go to show an article. It's going to be in play every time you go to display a contact. It's going to be in play every time you go to show a web link. In 1.7, 1.6, we were introduced to the notion of an alternative layout.
This is a demonstration of
I
Ustream
want to use that
Producer.
regular Joomla core thing. But this section of my website, or this one page of my website, I really want to get in there and mess things up. I want to rearrange things. I want to put the author information at the bottom of the article instead of at the top of the article. I want to make it more like a blog, with the date that was posted down below instead of up at the top. But I only want to do that in that one part of my
This is
website.
a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
You'll see that the process of making a template override, I just talked through all of that one. We now can make alternative layouts assigned to particular items and categories. But the process is the same. You copy the file from the component folder, you save it in your template HTML folder, and the only difference is now you give it a new name. Make one up. You can call it anything. And now,
Demonstration
when
of
Joomla gets the
Ustream
instructions
Producer.
to go show me an article, I'm looking for a regular article. I'm looking for default. I'm not finding it. Go back to the core. These changes are only going to be applied if that alternative layout has been chosen in the back end for that particular article or that particular category, that particular web link, that particular contact, wherever whatever it is that you've mucked up with, then for an individual instance of that category,
Of Ustream Producer.
whatever, you have this option in the back end to see it asks you for an alternative layout. So in the sample data that's installed when you install 1.6 or 1.7, there's a sample site called the Fruit Shop. And they demonstrate a way there of taking, sort of really hijacking the contact component.
This is a
and using it
demonstration
instead
of
of
Ustream Producer.
How many of you have seen that or observed that? Let's go look at it. So here is the sample data. Whoops. And what they've done for the Fruit Encyclopedia is, and there's a little explanation here about how they're implementing this using the
Demonstration of
contact
Ustream
component,
Producer.
just mapping the different fields that were there for different kind of information, to be about fruits instead of to be about people. And if we go take a look at the layout and the information that we have for this entry in the database, we can see that it's not your standard layout. If we looked at the code of it, there would be a div wrapped around this information and another div wrapped around this. some HTML markup that doesn't exist
Demonstration
in the
of
regular
Ustream
standard
Producer.
contact component. I have saved, I made a change to the bananas entry to show you how it would display if it was just thought of as a regular contact. So see how different it is? This little icon of the home, and it's like it's got your phone number and your address and your all the regular contact sequence of displaying things. So how did they do
This
that?
is a demonstration of Ustream
In the back
Producer.
end, let's see, I need to be in the contact component. I'm going to take a look at those individual contacts. If we take a look at apples, over under display options, way at the bottom below all these things that most of us don't ever do anything
This is a
with.
demonstration of Ustream
It
Producer.
says alternative layout, and there's a drop-down menu that says encyclopedia. So you'll see this little field, this alternative layouts, scattered throughout all the components in 1.6 and 1.7. And when we drop down on that, do you want to take it from the global options? Do you want to take it from the component itself? Or do you want to take a layout from the template? Usually we haven't made anything in the
This is a
template, so it's only
demonstration
showing
of Ustream
the little
Producer.
options or whatever the component default is. So in setting up the sample data for the Bees template here, they created this override and named it Encyclopedia. And we saw that it resulted in a different layout. So this is Apple that's set to the Encyclopedia. And the banana in your sample data installs came
This is
set
a
to
demonstration
Encyclopedia.
of Ustream
But I
Producer.
changed it. So we used the global, but now we can change it back to that alternative layout. These will only work. It will only go grab that alternative layout and that different structure of the page as long as there's not a menu item pointing to that item. Okay? So the only way we're getting to apples and bananas
This is a demonstration of
the
Ustream
alphabet
Producer.
directory of the contact component to say, okay, so we want to get this out of thinking about contacts, think about a blog, think about latest articles, think about all those ways that you can get to a piece of content without having built a menu item for it, right? As long as we're getting to the content, not by way of a menu, these alternative layouts will kick in and work. Okay?
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Just to prove that point. Yes?
I'm sorry. Those links to the Apple, were they inside the article?
This is actually using the contact component. And if you use the contact component, typically you'll see one option for the menu is to list a list of contacts. So you have to kind of think of, bend your mind a little and say, okay, these fruits are really contacts. So the menu item to get to this page was
This is a
show me a
demonstration
list of
of
contacts.
Ustream
Show me the
Producer.
subcategories of contacts. A being a category, B being a category. Which is a type of, but not one where you made a menu item, not where you went to the menu manager and said, add a new menu item. So when we get to it this way, to the bananas, we're getting to it through the component path and not from a menu item. There's no menu item that says, show me bananas. Yes?
The only case in which
This is a
you get
demonstration
links
of
to
Ustream Producer.
what's populated in the content area situations, are those only links generated in that content? They don't ever change the menus and the other modules on the page? Or there are situations where you can generate a link to new content other than the menu that will change everything?
I think you're probably getting to what I
This
wish
is a
would be possible
demonstration
here is
of
if
Ustream
I could
Producer.
say, I want everything in this category to display that special layout, not the individual articles.
Put it on the menu.
And I want to put it on the menu. That's our third topic today, is the custom menu item types. But we're just got to get there one step at a time. I'm not sure if I understood your question.
I guess when I go to make a link about programming, but if I go to create a link, for example, in the JC editor, content engine,
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
right? Which is menus,
right?
And we're not talking about going to a menu.
Right. So if you made a link in an article in the JCE editor, within an article, you want to link to another article, and you use the JCE editor and you navigate to the content.
You can't link to another article there. Is that one of the choices? You can link to another menu, but I don't think it comes up with a choice of articles.
You can.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Oh, okay. So when you link to another article, it will load with the same.
So that I don't have JCE installed. I've got several installs of Zoom on here. Maybe I haven't installed on one of the other ones. Within the JCE editor,
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
but there's also a little thing you can still open that just says content. So you can access all your content. Now, always it's better to use the menu if there is a menu, but in these cases where we have articles or things where there is no menu, then you have to go after it through the content, or the web links, or the contacts. So yes, you can build that links from the JC editor, and that will not trigger this behavior.
Demonstration
You'll
of
be able to use an
Ustream
alternative
Producer.
layout for things that you're accessing that way. It's only in the creation of a menu item that you basically disable all the work that you just went through to make that alternative layout. And you've disabled all the work you went to go in and assign that to every piece of fruit. So, this is one of my sort of questions as to why we would use this. It seems a little bit
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
labor-intensive and sure that the client will mess up and not remember to do that extra step of choosing that alternative layout. So take it with, here's how it's built, here's how it works, caution, caution, caution. If you're setting up a system where you're relying on your client every time they add a new item to have to go manually trigger an alternative layout, they're going to forget. They just are. Let me go demonstrate this point that if I go into the fruit shop
Demonstration
menu,
of Ustream Producer.
and I've already created the menu item for another fruit, the tamarind, and I had it unpublished. I'm just going to publish that menu item. And then we're going to go take a look in our fruit encyclopedia. Now, I've done all this talking about if there is a menu, things aren't going to work right? So predictions. What's going to happen when we go to the tamarind article? Standard contact layout, because
This
there
is
is
a
a menu
demonstration
item.
of Ustream
It
Producer.
says, go get me a contact. See, it says contact.
So it's not the creation of the menu item, it's the publishing of the menu item.
Right, it has to be a published menu item that triggers this behavior. Okay? Now, did I have the tamarind set to display with that other layout? Maybe I just forgot to do that. Maybe it's not the menu. Maybe it's because I forgot to specify that. So now I'm coming into Tamarind, and I go to Display Options, and I'm going to show you
This
this.
is a demonstration
And it
of
says
Ustream Producer.
Encyclopedia. But in fact, if I refresh this page, it shouldn't even be there as an option. Well, no, that's not true. So yes, I said I wanted the encyclopedia layout, but something's getting in the way. And what is it that's getting in the way of us seeing it with that alternative layout? It's the presence of a published menu item. Okay?
This is a
So this is
demonstration
kind
of Ustream Producer.
tricky about, having to think through, is there a menu item and what am I going to do about it? Yes?
If you create it that way and then unpublish the menu item, will it still work?
Yes, it'll come back. It's definitely the presence of a published menu item that triggers that not to work. Now, one piece of strategy here that I would suggest is that if I was a small fruit shop with 3 employees, and I want to use the regular contact component for my
This is a
contact
demonstration of
employees
Ustream
page.
Producer.
But I'm going to have one of those employees, I'm going to give them the job of entering hundreds of fruits. Got any ideas? If I were doing it,
Well, it seems we need a better solution. Why are we using an encyclopedia for fruit?
well, there's that too. But no, what I'm thinking is that I would want to make the fruit, the special layout, I want to call that default.
This is a demonstration
Remember,
of Ustream
They say
Producer.
1.5 template overrides. It'll apply to everything on the whole page. I only have 3 employees. I can remember when I make my employees to choose the person.php layout. So I want to use the default for the one that there's going to be lots of, and use the override, even though it's sort of not an override. I want to use the override for the one that I'm wanting to be special. So in that case, in my
This is a
template
demonstration
HTML
of Ustream Producer.
default.php and encyclopedia.php. Or no, default.php and person.php. So I'm going to use the default for all the fruits, so I won't have to remember over and over and over again to use it. And I'm going to use the other one for the thing that only needs to happen once or twice. How often do I hire a new person and handle that? So that was just an example using something that was built into the
This is a
sample
demonstration of Ustream Producer.
and sort of the problems that come up with that concept. So I'll have to skip back to my opening slide here. Because that other topic, our third topic today, template overrides, just put a default PHP in your template folder, following the right path. And that path is spelled out for you in both
This
of
is
these
a
handouts.
demonstration
It's
of
not a change
Ustream Producer.
in 1.6, but both of the handouts. Template cheat sheet 2 was one that I developed for Joomla 1.5. And I had to go to big paper because there's so many new features and so much cool stuff for 1.6 and 1.7. So our third thing here is how do we get it to be a custom menu item type? How do we make it so that we can have a menu link to an item and
This is
still
a
see
demonstration
our
of Ustream
specialized
Producer.
layout, our custom layout? Okay? And it turns out that it's not that hard. There's just a little bit of extra work that we have to do. So let me go back to slide notes. We talked about the fruit encyclopedia and the alternative layout in the contact folder. And how do you build that path? Is you look at what the original path
This
was.
is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Paring down. We don't need the word views. We don't need the word TMPL. It wouldn't be very efficient because you have to apply that over and over to every piece of fruit. We talked about that. It can be specified for a certain article, a certain category. If you modified the category layout, then you could apply that as an alternative layout to categories, but only if there's no menu item. If you want
This
it
is a demonstration of Ustream
something where you
Producer.
have a menu or where you're going to need to make a menu, then we need to do this other step and create a custom menu item type in 1.7. You can do that. And they're based on the alternative layout. So my example for us today to take a look at, again using the sample data, is to go back and take a look at the Australian Parks sample site in the sample data. And this is an example
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Data of, again, hijacking a component and trying to do something slightly different than what it was intended for. They said, let's make a photo album, but just by having a photo in the introductory text of an article. And then do a blog-like display showing just the introductory text and the read more link. And basically you get sort of like a photo album. And I would clean this up a lot further. And,
this is a demonstration of
Ustream
Producer.
Features of this. But basically, this is the article on koalas. It's got a photo in the introductory text, and when I click through, we see the whole article in the larger image. It's kind of a neat idea. And the menu item that brought us to this page is a menu item to display the categories, the subcategories of this photo gallery. And it says animals, article count 4. What I'm going
This
to
is
work
a demonstration
with you today
of
is the
Ustream
notion
Producer.
that we're trying to make it look like an image gallery, so let's have it say image count instead of article count. Okay? So I have to figure out what, where is that bit of language and where is that coming from so that I can figure out what piece I need to rewrite. What piece of PHP do I need to go in and tweak just a little bit? And one clue to figuring out what is it that's displaying the
This is a
HTML that Joomla is
demonstration
giving
of
you
Ustream Producer.
is to turn off your SEF URLs so that you're looking at this gibberish at the top. Content, view categories, layout equals B's, image count, so on. It wouldn't say that except that I messed with it. But this view equals categories. So that's a hint to me about where I need to go in the back end of Joomla, and I need to find the view that's related to categories.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
My nod to all the people on the forum who are saying it doesn't work. It turns out that it doesn't work for the view related to categories. I went through the steps. I started out, I made changes to the default PHP for the view. It worked fine. I said, oh, but I don't want this throughout the whole website. I only
This
want
is a
this
demonstration
as
of
one part
Ustream
the website.
Producer.
Turned it into an alternative view. Could I choose it? It didn't show up in the drop-down menu. Could I make a menu, a custom menu item type out of it? I did. Said I was using it. It didn't work. So I will nod to the people in the forum. It's true. The categories layout cannot be overridden either as an alternative layout or as a menu item. But
This is a demonstration
it
of
turns out that
Ustream
we can
Producer.
get the same display for category layout by having no articles assigned to the parent category. And when you do a blog layout, when you do a layout, it will display below it the child the subcategories. So I've kind of tweaked with the sample content a little bit more than I hoped in order to show this to you. So
This is a demonstration
here is
of
the finished
Ustream
product in
Producer.
another install of the image gallery. Animals, image count. So I made it work, but I did not use categories in my custom menu item type. And I had to go build that with a variation of the category layout. So get back to PowerPoint and see what I have to show you here. So I needed to find the template file in content that was causing it to
This is
write
a
the words
demonstration
article.
of Ustream Producer.
And I found it in content views category single template default children. So what this is doing, the default layouts for categories are the ones that list things. So this is not a blog layout, this is a list layout. And somewhere down, here we are at line 37, somewhere down in that file was, if the parameters say show
This is This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
I don't do PHP, but I can understand it when I see it. Then do this. And it had in here something that actually looked a lot uglier. It didn't say article count. It said com content in all capital letters, com content, blah, 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 to go get a translation file. And I took the easy way out and didn't make this international. I just took that all caps
This is a
string,
demonstration of Ustream Producer.
the language file reference. I took that out and just put the words I wanted. I took the shortcut. If I wanted to make this international and available for people to translate in other languages, I would need to do that other step. But I just changed that one line from what was producing the words article count in English and other things in other languages. I made it say image count. And then I saved that. Where?
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Created as an alternative layout with the changes that I wanted. And here's what makes it a menu item. Also copy and rename the XML file that's related to that view that we modified. So, and we'll see what I'm talking about. So from the components, for the view category, in the template file, there was a default children.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
There's also default, and then default underscore children and default underscore articles. And then a default.xml. So when you see the structure of the name and then an underscore, it's kind of like a little family of files that work together. So the default.php is the one that gets called first, and within it is a reference to say, oh yeah, if I'm supposed to show the subcategories, go get me the default children. If I'm supposed to
This is
show
a
the articles
demonstration of
in the
Ustream
list,
Producer.
of the articles in the list, go get me the default articles. So those are children of the main template piece. But the XML file is the one that creates it as a menu item. So if I grab those, put them into my template folder, and called them image count.php and image count underscore children.php.
This is a demonstration
Now all I
of
need to do is
Ustream
go grab a
Producer.
copy of the default XML and create one that says image count.xml. So the naming of these files, they really are like family names, and they all work together.
Do you have to change the XML itself too?
There's a little tiny bit of changing the XML. For the first few lines, and I'm going to show them to you. And then you go back and rebuild the menu item choosing your new structure. So
This is a demonstration
I took
of
these
Ustream
files,
Producer.
and in my template, I put the renamed, and the only one I actually changed was the children file. And I changed that one little line. And here's the top of the XML file. And here's the all caps, the strings that you see in all caps are like setting up a glossary for making this international. Anytime you see these kinds of things in all caps in the Joomla thing, it's going to go
This is a
look up
demonstration of
whatever
Ustream
language you said
Producer.
your site should be in. It's going to look in the English language file and find a translation for content category view image count title. And then that's what will be displayed on the site. It's actually a little bit longer, and I needed to put in front of this a reference to my template. I'm pretty sure I got it right in the handouts here. Where are we? Page 6.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
I changed 3 lines to be layout title equals temp TPL underscore Bs underscore 20 underscore com content. So refer to this. I'm not going to have my slides anyway. So. But I changed from where it said default, I changed it to my new name, the one that says image count. So there's my translations.
This
That's
is a
these 20
demonstration
custom
of
category
Ustream
image
Producer.
counts. These 20 list with image count instead of article count. We're offering that feedback to people. And now, before we look at this slide, quick go. Look at the menu manager. For the Australian parks. We're going to take a look at how I built that top level image gallery. And you actually see it right here. What menu item type is it?
This is a demonstration of
These 20
Ustream
custom
Producer.
category with image count. How did I get that? Because I created that XML file. Don't look at the one where I didn't translate, look at the one right below it. These 20 custom category image count. There's my custom menu item type displayed in the item manager, in the menu item manager. And I can now use it whenever I want it. And all I had to do,
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
change the name, and then make a corresponding XML file to go with it. Pretty cool. Questions?
Yeah, it used the definition list for the layout. What if you wanted just another list of bullet lists?
Change the HTML. I mean, all that stuff. Let's see, where were we looking at that?
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Yeah.
This is what you now have the power to do. I don't want a definition list for that. I want it as a paragraph, or I want it in div, or I want it somewhere else. Change it. You know, it's these PHP echo things that you don't want to mess with unless you know what you're doing. But all the stuff that's wrapped around it, change. As long as you know your HTML, you know what you're doing. But it's pretty powerful to be able to see how that works and be able to
This
go
is
in
a
and
demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Other questions?
Will this PowerPoint be available online?
I think that I did give it to Laura, and she's gonna. I think she's gonna post everybody's things. Remember that this is more valuable than that because this one's right.
The challenge is that you tend to freeze time in terms of the advancement of core files. And so as new updates come
This is a
on,
demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Overrides are compliant with the new code that's around them?
Well, I check and make sure that they still work.
Okay.
And I haven't then got any improvements that got built in. But as long as they're still working, to be honest, that's as far as I've gone with these things. Did everybody hear and understand his question? We talked about why you don't want to put your template overrides just in the core of Joomla, because they'll be overwritten when you update
This is a
Joomla.
demonstration of
What he's saying
Ustream
is, well,
Producer.
now if you've got this override happening, Joomla's never using the core, even if there were good improvements that happened to the core. So in the best world, when a new version of Joomla came out, I'd want to go and compare and say, do I need to apply my little tweaks to the new Joomla and sort of redo that process, which is a good case for taking good notes about what you did and why.
This is a demonstration
Any
of
other questions?
Ustream Producer.
Nearly there here. So this is the, and I put it in the English template bees 20.sys.ini file within the templates language folder. Again, we change templates, all these things no longer are in play. So you haven't modified or jumped up the core of Joomla in any way.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Once you create that XML file, remember we had that scenario where sometimes we're getting to things from a menu item and sometimes we're not. As soon as you create that XML file, image count's no longer available as an alternative layout. You can't choose it as a drop-down from the layout override menu. It disappears. So the existence of the XML file
This is a demonstration
It
of
eliminates
Ustream
it as an
Producer.
alternative layout. What if you need to be able to use your modifications in both scenarios? Sometimes from a menu and sometimes without a menu. Well, just clone it, give it yet another name, and kill the XML file. If an XML file exists in your template overrides, it's a menu item. And if it doesn't, and it's not named default, then it's an alternative layout. And if you leave it called default, then it's
This
a
is a
template override
demonstration
that applies
of
to all
Ustream
things
Producer.
It's a lot to wrap your head around, isn't it? Thank you.
More questions? You did a great job of explaining this. But in the future, should we have to swap these things out? Shouldn't they make a better, I mean, we're headed in that direction where we don't have to do this kind of stuff, or no?
He's asking if Joomla shouldn't be better and sort of take care of this for us somehow.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're making substitutes that are, it's almost like...
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Well, actually, I was researching and checking up on this, and I Googled the alternative layouts thing and found that Elin had posted about this before 1.6 was even out of the door. And she was saying, it's going to be great, we're going to be able to do this, we're going to be able to do this. And another Joomla developer wrote back and responded to her thing and said, this is terrible. We got all this trouble to build it, and you're going to let anybody, just anybody, go up with it and change it?
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Because if you look at the code that those wonderful Joomla developers, thank you to all of them for doing what they've done. But look at the code that they generated in 1.5. All that table stuff. Except for these. And most people didn't know why these was there or what you could do with it. My purple sheet says, you're going to build a custom template, start with these. Because otherwise you're just behind
This is a
the...
demonstration of Ustream Producer.
You can do template overrides for many modules as well. The path is shorter. There's only one view for a module. So in your modules folder, you get to mod search. There's no views folder, but you do see this little TMPL. So that's the secret. If there's a little TMPL folder, you can override it. There's no alternative layouts. There's no menu items related to modules. But if you
This
need
is
to
a
tweak the code
demonstration
that
of
modules
Ustream
generate,
Producer.
you can do that in your template as well.
Is there a languages override?
Is there a languages override?
That you copy language any and have your copy of it with your own naming of the standard phrase, override the standard phrase?
Without hacking the core file. Where you just retrace the core file.
I'm not sure where you're trying to change the language.
Well,
This is a
to use
demonstration
your
of
example,
Ustream Producer.
You had an uppercase string that you didn't want to knock with, and so you hacked it.
I hacked
And instead, you could have gone to the English translation of that particular phrase and rephrased it to say images.
That's right. I could have accomplished what I wanted to do there, and to take out the words article count and replace it with image count. But had I only done that in the language file, it would have applied to any list display on my whole website. And even when it was articles, it would
This
say
is a
image count.
demonstration
And
of
people would go,
Ustream
And
Producer.
there isn't any way to selectively say, oh, it's this now and it's that somewhere else. I could have just left the string there and modified the tail end of it and then provided the translation. Yes. Yeah. It again was I was doing a presentation for where I just wasn't even going to touch the language thing at all, so I had a shorter time frame and I left that out.
This is a demonstration
So,
of Ustream
having said,
Producer.
You don't need the Bees 5, you don't need the Bees template overrides anymore. When you install the sample data, Bees 5 comes with a whole folder of overrides. And you say, what's that about? Bees 5 also includes a parameter where you can choose whether you want XHTML markup or HTML5 markup. It changes the head of the document, It changes some divs to be
This is a
articles
demonstration
instead
of
div. It
Ustream
uses
Producer.
the HTML5 elements. So now you're saying, okay, well, I'm building a new template in HTML5. I'll just go borrow the bees folder. And there's lots of posts on the Joomla forum about this. I borrowed the bees folder and it doesn't generate HTML5. It's because the top of that, of every one of those little override files in the bees5 HTML override has a little check for that parameter. Is the
This is a
HTML5
demonstration
parameter
of
selected?
Ustream
So,
Producer.
go use this. If not, go back and use the core. So that has tripped people up, thinking that they're getting those HTML5 overrides. So your choice is build your template with the parameter that'll generate the value that you need, or open up every one of those little files and take out the line of code that checks the parameter. I figured out how to add the parameter, and in fact, it's one of the
This is a
topics I covered
demonstration
on my
of
cheat sheet.
Ustream Producer.
No. No. Joomla core in 1.7.171 is still writing XHTML. Selectors, divs, H2s, nice things. But if you want to get into sections and articles and video and other things in the new elements that are
This is a
available in
demonstration
HTML5,
of Ustream Producer.
you'll have to look for an HTML5 template to install, and it will have HTML5 overrides to supply that, to put that in there. Yes, 5 minutes. I'm getting the signal, and my stage timer matches your clock. Are there any other questions? Okay. You're exhausted?
2.5 going to be writing it the same way, or is it going to go?
This is a
You can
demonstration
format backwards
of
compatible
Ustream
if
Producer.
necessary. So the default, it will always flag XHTML until they get to the 3.0 version. And have to use the switch to optionally display XML5.
Okay, so 3.0 is going to be, see now we're getting that little bonus, what's coming session. 3.0 will be HTML5 with an
Default
alternative.
to HTML5 and
Cool.
then have you have a legacy kind of equivalent to provide XHTML.
Great. My contact information is on these. If you have
This is a
questions, I have a
demonstration
blog.
of
I
Ustream
don't very
Producer.
often do it, but it's always about things that I figure out in Joomla. And if you have a Joomla users group back home, wherever home is, and would like extras of these to take home and share with your the members of your user group, I've got a bunch. I'm happy to share.
Nice job.
Second URL to have more detailed understanding.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Output override, is that more like a instructional step-by-step on how to do it?
The second URL that was in the slides was it's just at joomla.org.
Oh, the language
It's a basic explanation.
That summary of what you're talking about.
Yes.
More basic.
What they don't do on there is like screen it without this important, you have an emulate and it doesn't work.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
It's what all the people close to the forum do. That's what's going to make it complicated. Okay? Great. Co-workers, Joomla user groups, whatever. Yeah, I know it's, I know. The only thing that got me away was that I skin my
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Oh, yeah. A youth template may or may not have an HTML folder. If it doesn't, you can add one. And, yeah, so if a store-bought template does not have an HTML folder, they're just styling the core content. You know, the HTML that Joomla spits out from the core.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
They may have tons of overrides. In which case, and if you want to override an override, that's where you start. Open your template override. Don't go back to the core of Joomla. Because you're throwing away any of those overrides. Unless you want to, you say, I don't like these overrides. Start over. Stage time, which I actually bought for my husband.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Teachers had a music staff basically show. And they always do that. And the concerts have lasted 5 hours. Set it to take down. And count down. When we get 10 minutes is over, we're and get that person. So I just got the iPhone.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Synced it to iTunes and all my apps came over and it worked.
Basically, you can go on a front page and whip out anything you like or anything SNL, which I'm not.
That's a really gross oversimplification. I'd like to do
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
because, and especially this much code when all you want to do is this.
That's Joomla. They have tons of stuff in there, and it's not even assigned to anything. It's blank, and you wonder what they're doing. Well, they're just waiting for you to assign it to.
I start with an HTML. Yeah, I build HTML from scratch and replace content with snippets of PHP. And these
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Right now, people they say follow the first documents.
Yes. I downloaded it nice too, and when you go and try to change the logo, it pays no attention to it whatsoever. So
Very good. So look for the next file.
That just doesn't pay attention to it.
and again, if I build
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
I am not a template shop. To buy and use on something else. I'm building for
So you're setting up all those blocks and stuff too?
setting up divs. Basically what you're doing is you're including in which handout has a
No, but when I went in and looked at, it says,
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
While you're trying to count modules from the collapse.
Yeah.
That's helping you spread your page and collapse.
No, I understand that, but you go to the CSS file, and then there's that area where you can see the blocks being assigned and sub-blocks. What is that?
Well, they're using, depending on whose template it is.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.
Well, it's like Blueprint. It's just this general concept.
This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer. 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 This is a demonstration of Ustream Producer.